just as disgusting behaviour from a commercial and ethical point of view.
How has the concept of legal professional privilege influenced what we know about KPMG's investigation of this scandal?
Well, there's 2 points I'd make. The first is that legal professional privilege is a very valuable weapon. It's designed to protect the client from disclosure of material passing between the client and the solicitor in relation to proceedings or contemplated proceedings. In the present KPMG matter, in my opinion, it's being used, or it appears to be being used, to avoid transparency and openness.
Now, that's a problem though, because we want to get to the bottom of what's happened, surely.
We do want to get to the bottom of what's happened, and that's why I say that by placing reliance upon legal professional privilege, there's a danger we won't get to the bottom of it. Mind you, the committee that's examining the issues has achieved a bit of a breakthrough. I think there's been, with one of the witnesses this week, an admission that certain documents will now be produced. And in any event, the Parliamentary Joint Committee does have a view that it's not restricted by legal professional privilege, and that it can effectively override it, or at least assess whether it's a valid claim or not. So we haven't heard the end of the story on it.
Now, late last Friday, KPMG Chairman Martin Shepherd conceded, as you have mentioned, that he agreed to give up the documents after Senator Deborah O'Neill's assurance that her committee wouldn't publish them unless absolutely necessary. Now, how do you think this will affect KPMG's cause or what it wants to achieve?
Well, look, I think KPMG's in an impossible position, really. They've been caught out well and truly. They've been caught out over a number of issues. One is their treatment of whistleblowers. Two is the actual conflict of interest, a massive conflict of interest that arises when doing audit work. They're able to seize valuable material that helps them move in on another client and gain a contract that way. I mean, that is just shocking behaviour, and it seems to be undoubtedly the truth.
Well, I'm sure you've heard a lot of flawed internal investigations or dealt with a lot of whistleblowers yourself. How does this professional drama compare in terms of its severity?
Well, I think it's much worse because, we're dealing with one of the most respected of the big four firms, and the big four firms as a whole are the most respected audit and traditional accounting establishments in Australia. So it's at a very high level. And the real problem is that they're not, the majority of their work is in consulting, government work, worth millions of dollars, which has got nothing or very little to do with traditional accounting at all. So, that's an enormous conflict in itself, and it's been demonstrated in Pricewaterhouse, PwC's problems where they've used confidential tax information from the government to advise their clients on how to avoid tax. Here it emerges again with just as disgusting behaviour from a commercial and ethical point of view.
Look, you've used a lot of strong words there. I think what a lot of people want to know, of course, is that you can get a slap on the wrist by the regulator, Parliament can give you a grilling. But at the end of the day, there are 4 accounting firms. Could there be 3? Is this an existential crisis for KPMG?
I think it is. I'm a bit disturbed by the fact that all the government has done so far is to announce an independent review of KPMG's culture. We don't know who's going to do the review. But we do know that KPMG has been suspended from applying for new work till September. That is a slap on the wrist and nothing more, because they already hold contracts worth millions of dollars of government work. I think they're moving down the path where it can be expected, it may well be expected, that they'll have those contracts stripped away from them.
Oh, Anthony Whealy, it's always terrific to get your insights. Thank you for joining the business.
Thank you very much.